Alright guys, so welcome to Neo's workshop. I'm going to be going over some notes for today's runs. After I did mine, try to show you guys some of the things I noticed, and hopefully it helps you guys out. So let's start out real quick with body blocking with Zen Carbon. It always helps to body block a little bit with him, especially at the beginning of the game if you get him in your first draw, in order to just delay your units and lure your opponent into your side of the field in order to win an exchange and then push to their side. Okay, so that's always a good strategy. Next, Cupid is really useful when used properly. So I like to usually spawn him on whatever lane the battle is happening. I like to spawn him on the edges of the map, and that a lot of times you'll see in one of the games, it actually allows him for, even if after he supports during the battle, he can actually sometimes go off on his own through the edge and actually put pressure on the enemy's new kid, or even take a bar like he does in one of the games for me. So then next, moving on to Fart. I actually don't think I ever used Fart in any of my runs, but Super Fart is actually it can be useful for sure, but it's, at least in my opinion, it's very difficult for me to land in a position where it's actually useful to use him, to use that card. So but what I wanted to point out was, don't make the mistake that I've done myself before and that I saw a lot of people do this weekend, which was when you have like a push coming to your base, 2, 3, 4, 5 units, and all you got is energy for a Super Fart. It makes no sense to use that. Remember also that depending how the units are lined up, if the fart will affect the lighter units like assassins differently than it will affect tanks. So if you blast like a fighter or an assassin into the tank, he's not gonna move. So because the tank's not gonna move very much, so the assassin just hits the tank and just stays there. So so keep that in mind. Don't be smart about when to use the fart. Like if you have, you're in the last few seconds of the game, and I don't know, there's like 2 or 3 seconds left on the timer, and there's like 3 units pushing you, and you just use fart. You push them away far enough that they're out of the range to hit your new kid, and then you get your win. So but anyways, moving on, the Poseidon stand. So and how to counter him in this deck. So the only way that I saw to counter him, aside of like using tweak to maybe pull him away or whatever, I mean his effect's still gonna take effect. So, but the only way I could see that of countering his effect was with your own Poseidon stand's effect. So I do that in one of the games. His effect is dependent on the fact that he's gonna slow down all the opponent's units. If you use yours and you slow him down, then technically no one has an advantage because everybody slowed down. So that was just one way that I used him to counter the same effect. So then next, also another side note, remember that the Poseidon's effect also slows down the new kid. So if you're in a position where like your units that are attacking the new kid are a little weak and you don't want, you're worried that the sap is gonna maybe kill him, you can use Poseidon's effect to slow down the new kid, slow down the zap, and then give your units hopefully enough time to take the bar. So next is Hook Hand Clyde, like one of my most hated cards in this game, simply because the RNG is that random chance of what it hits is usually crap. But anyways, one of the things to keep in mind with him is waiting to spawn him for a better chance to hit a strong unit. So a lot of times you're gonna see in the games that I played that sometimes I could have spawned him, but I just held off on doing so, just to make sure that some of the units that were weak would die, and then I had a better chance that if I hit a unit, was a unit that was like full health or more valuable target to hit, instead of like something that's like a one hit away from dying and then the hook hand was technically wasted. So that, and then also if you see your opponent, if you're about to spawn a unit and then you see them spawn the Hook Hand Clyde, it happened to me I think like 2 or 3 times during my runs, wait for him to throw his bird or whatever, I think it's a bird, or the parrot. That's what it is. It's parrot. Wait for him to throw it, hit whatever it's gonna hit, and then spawn your unit, so you don't run the risk of like spending 2-3 energy, and then he just kills it instantly. So that could be pretty shitty sometimes when that happens. So then the next thing, one of the only combos that we really have, like powerful combos. It's not as strong as like we've seen before. Tweak, with like Ink and Clyde, or with Midberry Crunch, but Tweak and Timmy, you're gonna see me one of the games I pull everybody together and then I just bombed them with Timmy. So it's a useful combo. Like I said, it's not as strong as some of the other combos, but it can still help, weaken everybody. So, and then lastly, spawning the units just the same way that you body block with Zen Cartman to delay your units, using other units to block your opponent's units from getting to Zen Cartman when you trigger his effect. So you'll see me do that. It always forces the opponent's unit to have to walk around your own unit, so while they're getting hit. So instead of them getting 2, 3, 4 hits, they're gonna get maybe only 1, because it takes them that long to get around your unit to get to the Cartman. So it helps you keep your tank alive a little bit longer. And Zen Cartman's a really good tank, specifically because of his ability and how cheap he is. So he'll take a lot of hits, and his effect will definitely help you get rid of units that would have otherwise done more damage before they got there, especially using this body blocking strategy. So, and the same thing with red. You can always use red the same way, just pulling. You can spawn her on the opposite side of the map, pull units across, and then as they're walking towards her, they're getting hit by all your other units. So keep that also in mind. All right, so guys, those are my tips for this weekend. Hopefully that helps some of you, and I'm around the games now, so like, comment, subscribe, and all that good stuff. I'll see you guys next week. Thanks.
Now not there, friend. Take flight. I feel. What ails you? I wear the badge. Not buddy. A god praise you, human. Up your ass. Water is the strongest element. Everyone gather root down. Namaste. Now you need me. You will taste defeat. Everyone gather in here. Fork up your asses. Water is the strongest element. The elements are like blessings, friends. I feel what ails me. Take flight. A god praises you, human. I feel what ails me. Water is the strongest element.
I'm feeling seasick.
Are pissing me off. I'ma make it.
Super take.
My creature. Pitchfork up your ass.
Water is the strongest element.
Watch out! I am Tupperware! Tupperware can knock me down!
Everyone, gather around. That's it.
You're gonna get
While they want to track me.
Getting harder to breathe.
I heal. What ails? Ow. You're pissing me off. My creature.
Becky. With the wind in my mouth, I'm invincible.
I am at peace.
Go fly a kite. You will taste defeat. My powers are failing
I control the sea.
Water is the strongest element.
Everyone, get therapy town. There's a new sheriff in town. I heal. What ails? I control the sea.
Water is the strongest element.
Puny mortals.
We're all coming together. I'm